Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome to Fendt Farm. I know it's unusual to see a Fendt Farm video on a Monday, but there is a couple of different reasons for this. One, we didn't actually get to release one on Friday, just simply didn't have the time to get it done, unfortunately due to the project I was working on for Big Bud Farm. And secondly, and slightly more worryingly, there is a serious kind of problem with my save file right now on Massey Manor. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, there seems to be something that is causing a constant collapse of my game, and until I figure out exactly how to rectify that, it does kind of mean that we will not be able to progress with that farm. So I'm hoping that it's just a patch issue, that we'll get a patch really quickly and I can get it resolved that way. But I'm going to try a few different things in my spare time, see if I can figure out a way to negate that issue, and hopefully we'll have some Massey Manor on Thursday for some midweek Massey. But to kind of fill the gap, I figured we would do a little bit of Fendt Farm, bring the issue or bring the episode that we should have been able to record on Friday to you today, and get some progress done on our farm. So, where are we as far as things stand? Well, in terms of our animals, experiment with pigs is going to come to a close. We don't have fantastic numbers with the pigs, and let me just speed time up a bit. There we go. Let those menus start kicking in again. As far as pigs go, they're not really working for us on this particular map. They're producing a little bit of manure, but nothing stellar. So we're going to look to sell off our pigs once they eat up all of their food. There we go. There's our menus. You can see they're breeding really quickly. So we've got a day and a half, maybe 2 days worth of food left for our pigs. So given their current reproduction rate, we should churn out quite a few pigs in that time. We're then going to sell all of them, and just close down our pigs completely. Our cows, we've used up that hay and silage mix that we had left over. They are in desperate need of food, so we are going to be working on our cows in this episode, making up some power food, getting them looked after, and our sheep still continue to churn out wool for us at a nice steady rate, which is great. If we jump around a little bit, what I've also done is I've preloaded a couple of pallets onto our trailer just here, as you can see, just to clear up that area a little bit, because it was starting to fill up with pallets. I've preloaded a couple on there. We've got space for another 4, which means we're good to go if we get another great demand. I've also preloaded our manure spreader and our slurry tanker as well. That is also preloaded, so when we start our next round of crops, we will do some groundwork using manure and slurry to fertilise our fields. But we're all about the pigs, we're all about the cows in this episode, so let's get into our 300. We need to ditch the bucket and get some bale forks. So I'll put the bucket up here. Oops, that's the weight. There we go. So now I just need these bale spikes. Which ones are the spikes? Yeah, it is these ones on the side. There we go. So we have everything we need over here, which is great. We have our mixer just there. We have a nice number of silage bales, and we also have a good number of hay bales as well. Plus you can see we've got our trailer underneath for the straw as well. Let's just move this out of the way. There we go. Let's park that up just there. And we can pick our bale spikes back up again. We're going to need to drop our weight as well, I think. So we'll put that in... oh, excuse me. We'll put our weight just here in front of the claw, so it's nice and easy to get to. And let's grab our mixer. I absolutely love this Keenan mixer. It's so cool. It's just such a shame that the capacity isn't bigger. Actually, this could prove interesting. So it has a 12,000 mix. I wonder. I'm wondering if we can actually do this the way I'd like to do this. So let's get a bale of each. Oops. That was a little bit clumsy. There we go. Okay, so let's just hook back up to this for a second, and we'll pull up the help menu so we can check our fill levels. So we're at 8,000, where it's 50, two-thirds of the way full on this thing. Help window, there we go. Now we do have straw bedding. How much straw do we actually have laid down? Not enough just yet. So let's top up our straw before we go any further. I'm kind of playing this by ear a little bit. You know, I'm used to doing this kind of 50-50 mix with hay and silage, with something that can actually take 2 bales of each. So we might just do 1 bale of each and see if that works. That's way more straw than we need. So I'll have to dump a load of this back in, but let's back our straw trailer in. Just top up our straw levels. There we go. Yeah, way more than we needed, as you can see. So let's put that back in. There we go. But we now have full straw for our cows, which is great. So we'll get our trailer back under the drop pipe. There we go. So in theory, because we have this 50-50 mix, this should, with that straw bedding, combine nicely and actually make proper power food. So let's go test that theory right now. And let's unload what we have. And if that's the case, then we're just going to do, you know, 1 of each bale, unload, 1 of each bale, unload, and keep doing it that way. But this should, in theory, allow us to keep going. And I don't know if it will actually work because the mixer isn't full. There we go, it's unloading, so let's check our bars. There we go, we have success. So we are actually making power food at the same time. That's awesome. Just means that obviously it's going to be slow progress because we're only doing 1 bale at a time of each. Unfortunately, because it only has a 12,000 litre capacity, not a 16,000 litre capacity, there isn't a lot we can really do about that. Oh, don't knock the mixer over. There we go. So there goes load number 2. And there's going to be a lot of this kind of ferrying back and forth with our mixer to get all of these cows fed. We can see a lot of them just reversing the wrong direction there. See quite a few of them just sort of suddenly milling towards the cow shed. I don't know if that's because of the food going down or the bedding or combination of both. I think it's probably a combination of both. We can see the food getting fed there. I still love the fact that we have this kind of more traditional feeding method here, where we have it just shoved up against the fence for cows to poke their heads through and eat. I absolutely love that visual. I haven't seen that on any other map for console yet. We have those long feed troughs, and I really appreciate the cow shed that we have here. I think it's beautifully laid out. It works really nicely. So let's mix up some more. Let's grab this silage bale here. Oh, that one's a bit wonky, a bit wobbly. There we go. Now, next for the hay bale. And what we're probably going to do with our money that we get from our... Oh, don't knock that over. What we'll do with the money we get from our pigs is we'll probably reinvest that into cows. Or sheep. Or combination of both. One of those two animals will get a boost from the money that we would normally have... from the money we make from our pigs. So... we'll get to see a nice increase in livestock, and I'd like to put it into the cows simply because we don't have that many of them. We only have, what, 21 cows, is it? Yeah, 21 cows, and the reproduction rate is really slow right now. So by boosting their numbers, we'll improve the reproduction rate, so we'll be able to breed cows quicker. On top of that, they'll be able to produce more milk, which will help pay for themselves. And why is that not unloading? There we go. On top of that, we will also generate more manure and more slurry as well. So we're able to work our fields a lot better as well. And save money on fertilizer costs. We certainly don't have the numbers that we need yet to be able to completely do away with using solid fertilizer. But it's a step closer. And I'd like to... keep that going if we can. We don't actually need... Oh, dear. We don't actually need too much more in the way of... let's push that back. We don't need too many more cows to actually start being able to at least get a couple of runs with our fields. I mean, our slurry is producing quite nicely, and we are going to have that slurry and manure left over from our pigs as well. That, it's not a huge amount, but they have generated some, so that will help as well. And I think it will help to separate out the identity of the farm as well by having animals at one and grain at the other, rather than the kind of mix that we have right now. So, where we have animals at both farms and then grain at the other farm. So, let's see, it is around 1:45 in the afternoon here. So we should hopefully be getting an update on the mod hub pretty quickly as to whether or not stuff is going into console testing this week. Last week was a little disappointing. We didn't have a single thing go into testing for consoles. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to change this week. Let's just open up the browser and see if it's been updated yet. Normally I get an email through to say that, you know, the thread has been updated, but it doesn't always come through on time. And no, as of yet, it's still showing Friday's update with, you know, a bazillion different mods for PC and still nothing for console. We do have a couple of new maps on the way. It's just a question of how long it's going to take for them to get there. Something in my Shoe 2 has been very busy on other maps that have been ready for a little while but just haven't been tested. And that's down to Giants just not testing stuff quickly enough for console. They've been so busy just testing PC mods that, you know, Shoes maps are actually on the mod hub for about a month waiting to be tested and then just got automatically deleted because they've been up there for 4 weeks with no action taken. So he has 3 separate maps that are all complete and all done and all should, I think, be coming to console. One of them is actually in testing right now for PC. That's the Golden Days of Farming. Now this is a reworking of his 2013 Iron Horse map. So it's a small map, 21 fields of varying sizes, hills, green countryside. It's very different to the stuff that he's released over the last couple of maps with Outback and Mustang Valley. Speaking of Mustang Valley, we also have an update going through for PC on that, which means we should get that very soon as well. Are we full? Well, look at that. That was quick. Obviously, not having many cows means they didn't need to fill them up with that much food, but we have a full power food bar, which is great. I honestly thought that would take a few more trips to get that done. So yeah, there's definitely stuff that needs to be done, and you know, testing-wise for console, and looking forward to seeing Golden Days of Farming. The time, I think, is right for a new country-style map. We haven't had one for a little while. So, you know, the last 2 maps that we've had from Shoe have both been large desert-style maps, which are great. I absolutely love both Outback and Mustang Valley. But the time, I think, has come for something a little bit different, which is going to be great. So something along the style of this map or Old Stream, I think would be very, very welcome. I personally am dying for a very small map, which is just a small number of fields, a very small farm, and just something that you can use with very small equipment that only needs, you know, a little bit of use. It isn't something that's going to need to expand into massive equipment. Something that starts small and stays small. I think there's a lot of mileage that can be had from that. And the weather's changing on us. Okay, for some reason we haven't been working properly on this farm here. I don't know why. That's a huge amount of ground that hasn't been fertilised. Why is that? Has the field state changed? Has it gone to another growth stage? I don't think so. I think it's still in that stage 1 growth. Looks pretty stage 1 to me. Let's check the fertilisation chart. Oh no, it has. Look, it's ticked over. So we're actually applying the final stage of fertiliser now. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, didn't see that coming. So we'll get this field done again. And then once this is done, we'll get the rest of our fields fertilised and be on our way to our next job. I'm trying to think what else needs to be done at the moment until these are fully fertilised. And I don't think there's anything else that really needs to be done. These just need to be fertilised. Yeah, they are in the next stage, so they are definitely ready to go. All right, so we're going to get these fields weeded and fertilised, and then we'll come back and take another look at the situation. So I'm going to use some of this grass pile that we've got here while our weeder is running away on the other field to top up the grass for our cows. We'll do another mowing run in the not too distant future, but I don't feel like doing one just yet. So if we look at our cows, they have 2,600 litres of grass, and they are what, about 25%, maybe a third. So we need probably 3 scoops of grass. I don't even know if there's 3 scoops of grass left here, actually. Yeah, we're not even going to get 3 full scoops of grass. So we're definitely going to have to do another mowing run in the very near future. And there we go. That's pretty much all we've got left. There's a couple of little patches. We'll pick those up. The bucket is full. But to save breaking out the mowers and the loading wagon and bringing another tractor over that's a bit more powerful, just for a few thousand litres, it was easier to just scoop up this loose grass that we had up here and use that to just finish topping up our cows. So there we go, that's that done. So let's take that grass back down to our cow field. Just got a little bounced slightly. This tractor really is a little bit too small for any kind of real weight on it, but it should be able to manage this reasonably well. I mean, it's not a big trailer, it's not particularly heavily laden trailer either. Let's just lift this to clear the gates. There we go. Those gates still produce a mixed reaction from gamers. Some like them, some hate them. I have times when I both like and dislike them, but generally I'm absolutely fine with them. We're not square enough. Let's get a little bit more towards the middle, I think. There we go. So our grass is now looking a lot healthier. Just need to top up the water, and then our cows are pretty much done. Obviously we have just taken a load of feed away from our sheep, but they still have enough to keep them going. And we are focusing on the cows today, so let's get the trailer parked away again. And let's go grab our water trailer. And where did I leave the water trailer? I see it. Up by the water pump. And just driven through the wrong gate. Sometimes I still get turned around on this yard, even though I've spent 50 hours on this farm already, and still get turned around on it from time to time. Alright, so 5,000 litres. Is that going to be enough? Oh, yeah, comfortably. Try and obey the gates wherever I can. Sometimes I forget and just plough through them, or they open a direction I wasn't expecting. But I do generally try and obey the gates, you know, wait for them to open before I drive through them. And there we go. So our cows are now looking a lot healthier. So they should start producing a nice, steady income for us in terms of both milk, manure, and slurry. And as I said, those pigs, when they're finished breeding, we will sell those off and replace them with more cows and more sheep, or just more cows. We'll see how that goes. Making some decent progress here. We are partway through our Super Field 5, as I like to call it. Still have fields 2 and 3 to go after this, but the mod thread has just been updated, and we do have something in testing for consoles. It's called Slow Haul Extendable, and it's a placeable building that appears to be modular in design and very customizable, and looks as though it could be a fantastic little mod if we get the full functionality that the PC version gets. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it changes, if at all, as it makes its way through testing and onto console, assuming, of course, that it passes testing. But full details are on my Facebook page, so please do head over there at the end of this episode and take a look for yourselves. I will post some screenshots on my page and some more information, and also a link to the PC version of the mod so you can see it for yourself as well. So I'll link the description, in the description below. I'll link to my Facebook page. You can head on over there and check out that mod for yourself. As I say, that is new in testing today, and hopefully we'll see that at some point this week. Time will tell. So the weather has broken. The snow is gone, or the hail is gone. We now have a little bit of cloud cover as the sun starts to shine through. That'll burn off pretty quickly, and we'll start getting nice sunny blue skies again. We're almost there. I'm trying as hard as I can to make sure that I can get the entire strip done in one single pass here and not have to go back for a tiny little sliver. But Super Field 5 is just about finished with its fertilization. So this is the stage 2 application on this field. We'll have to come back and do it again. And there's a small thin strip on the end of field 13 that's going to need a little strip as well, where it changed while it was originally being fertilized, so I can't get that final little bit. There we go. Let's go work on fields 2 and 3, get those up to a stage 2 fertilization, and then that'll probably be it for the end of this episode. Alright, let's see if I can line this up properly. That's looking pretty good. We're not very straight though. There we go. That's a bit better. And off we go. Okay, so there we go. Field 3 is done. Just field 2 to go. And then all of our crops will be nicely fertilized. We're not fire across enough. There we go. That should do it. There we go. So, with that said, thank you for watching. I am Jim Bob. I hope you've enjoyed this special episode of Fendt Farm. Slightly delayed from Friday, and filling in for Massey Manor while I try and figure out how to resolve that weird issue that is threatening to completely destroy the entire farm. Tomorrow we will be heading back to Mustang Valley Ranch for some more Big Bud Farm. Wednesday, American Outback. Hopefully Thursday we'll see the return of Massey Manor. And then Friday we'll be back here for a full episode of Fendt Farm. And then back to Mustang Valley again on Saturday. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob. I will catch you very soon. And don't forget to check out my Facebook page. The link is in the description. Bye for now.